ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a wonderful day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please, in the comment section, type in the number 1 for yes to let me know that you can. If you cannot hear me, type in the number 2. All right. Well, welcome, everyone. Yes, and in honor of I Don't Believe Puxatani Phil, I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt today. I don't care. Winter is not going to be 6 more weeks. Too bad, Pucks. We're watching there's 2 of them local out here. My wife works in a town where there's on Long Island that there is their own Groundhog, Malvern Mel. So they're going to be watching for Malvern Mel today and all that good stuff. But short sleeve shirt, don't care. All right. All right. As we get started here this morning, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. To say that I am on a super high this morning is an understatement. I just went through and did our power option playback video for the week. I'm a little bit late, but I wanted to get the trades in from Monday because I wanted to just make it a monthly update instead of just a weekly. So our numbers are a little bit higher for the week, but we hit $200,000 of profit in the month. Again, everything's for educational purposes. $200,000 of profit for the month of January. Definitely one of the highest months, not the highest, one of the highest months we've ever had. I think number 2. Our highest is about 2.25. And our goal is 100,000 a month. So we do fantastic with that. So we did fantastic. So I am stoked. So if you like what you see, go ahead and click on the links down below. We've got all our social media platforms in the description down below. You can click on that and follow us on the various platforms. Certainly make sure you follow us here so you're updated regularly on exactly what we're doing here on YouTube. And again, just follow along. So, all right, now here's the other part of it. We have got a ton of candidates to get through today. I cannot believe how much. So let's go ahead and jump in and start off with the futures. All right, so we've got the ES, and you can see where we closed up last night, which was right around here, 5 p.m. At this vertical line, so right there. And then we've had a nice steady climb through the night. We're up 34.5 points on the ES right now. Yes. Great job, good strong move, good recovery. It's back, guys. We got above the 21, which is exactly what I wanted to see. So we're doing well there. As far as the YM goes, the down, not as well. Not as strong. We're up 47 points right now, so nothing crazy there. But on the NQ, which is the NASDAQ, woo! Man, we're up 210 points. Why? Google. 20-for-1 stock split. The NASDAQ likes it. Rob doesn't like it. I would have been okay with a 2-for-1, a 4-for-1, maybe even a 6 or an 8-for-1. 20-for-1, we're taking Google out of the realm of big player. And we'll talk about Google when we get there. But they're up 206 points right now on the NQ. Right? Russell RTY. Come on, baby. We're up 4 points on the RUT. Right? Very nice. Bitcoin. All right, so we're kind of flattish. We're up and down at 36, 38,000 lately is what it seems, right? So, you can see yesterday, we were down here at low 38. We got up here to 39, back to 38, back to 39. I mean, we're all, it's just very spotty with that. So we're holding steady, which is okay. I want it to hold at that 38,000. Ethereum, very slow opening today with TradeStation. Ethereum is up 17 points today, so good job. Right? Gold. Right? Gold had a drop off from the overnight session and a nice little increase there. We're only up about 5 points right now on gold. Right? And then we have crude. What a nice bounce there. Come on, crude, hit the 100. It's going to hit it. It's not a question of if. It's going to hit it. Whether it breaks it or not is something totally different. I think it hits 100 and pulls back to 92 very quickly or something. Right? 90, 80, 94. I don't know exactly where, but we're going to see a big pullback. It's just going to be more ringing the bell. Ding, ding, ding. And then the pullback happens in there, right, on crude. So I'm liking that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trades from yesterday. I'm going to ask you to drop your trades in now. This is share time, folks. I go over the ones from yesterday to not only say to you, hey, we're giving you new candidates today, but to show you, you need to follow along with some of these trade setups. If you do, there are some great opportunities that present themselves. So Bitfinex, BNFX yesterday, Well, they announced that COVID-19 is going to or vaccine will be available shortly for 6-month-olds to 5-year-olds. Again, like it, don't like it, totally different scenario than do we make money off of it? All right. So we had looked at it and I said we wanted above 166 and a bull put spread below 166 or a long call. So I did a bull put spread on it yesterday. So let's go jump in and look there first. All right. So BNTX. We did a bull put spread on it yesterday. We got this pullback to the moving average and the balance that gave us exactly what we wanted in there because as soon as we gapped up, we started to pull back immediately. So it's kind of position one in the chair, just checking it out, watching, right? Wait for it to recover, and there's the entry. So we got about 90 cents for the credit, a couple of pennies more, but 90 cents we'll call it for the credit on the 165, 162 half. And right now, as of this morning, it was showing at 23 cents. And that spread expires this Friday. Right? Snapchat was the next one. Right now on Snapchat, it was an upgrade. We were looking at above 32 with resistance at 36. All right. So what happened? We got a gap up. Right. And there was the caution because we were too high up. But what happened? Because I wrote caution. Right. Stock above 32, resistance 36. So, and I did have down long call. I chose to go with a naked put instead. So the $28 put was what I wound up with yesterday. We sold that for $1.05, and now it's worth 80 cents. Stock's at 33.67. It expires this week, folks. I mean, crushing it, right? Killing it. Also, if you would have looked at a long call on it, which I did have, the $32 call, right, was about 320, about 10:30 in the morning when it recovered. By the end of the day, it was only about 3.5, 380 or so, so nothing great there. But it's Snapchat. It's not a big mover. It's a $30 stock. Right, last one was ExxonMobil, XOM. They were earnings. We were looking for the stock above 75.5. And a bull put spread below 75. All right. So what happened? We moved up small, right? We were up above the 75. We pulled back. We bounced. There's the entry. We did a 75-74 bull put spread on ExxonMobil, and that was going for 25 cents yesterday. Right. So if we look at 75-74, right now it's at 2 cents. So you got in at 25, you get out at 2. I'll take it. Heck, if you had to get out at the full 3 cents, I'm still okay. Right? It was a great move on Exxon. I told you I like energy. I think they're going to 100. So their earnings, I think, are just setting up many other companies like it. Right? So that's the trades for yesterday. All right. Now, let's see what we've got in the chat box there. Robert's the only one. Folks, no one else traded yesterday? Come on, drop them in. So Robert said BNTX bull put spread. UPS was a bull put spread. Apple calls, stopped out on the calls. Credit spread's working fine so far. There you go, Robert. Great job. Kevin said, I bought 4 February $70 calls last Wednesday on DWAC and sold 2 contracts for a 72% profit. Kevin, didn't we talk about that last week on the show? Were you the one that asked on that? On DWAC? Paula said UPS 21%, SPY 3%, all demo, and that's fine. Cool. Evelyn, SPY puts down 6%. All right, Evelyn, listen, we're going to have trades that go against us, right? So it's a matter of managing it and learning from what we do. Kevin said, yes. Good, Kevin. So hopefully that DWAC review that I did of it last week was part of the help in your decision-making. Hey, how you doing, my friend? My trade was taking my 94-year-old aunt. It's okay. Got it. It was perfect, Kevin said. Good. I'm glad to hear it. All right. It is time for today's candidates. So you can see we've got a lot of them in here. At the bottom, I've got Humira and Johnson & Johnson. We're not going to talk about either one of those. They haven't printed yet today, but they had good news or news come out on them, both earnings. So it's all a matter of how it's perceived. We've got to make a decision later. I wanted to give you those 2 candidates, put them on your list, check them when the market opens or if they start to print. meaning that there's a trade went off in pre-market. You can see Johnson & Johnson right now, and this is just boom, sideways. There's nothing there, right? So we're waiting for that first print. All right, first one up is AMD. All right, so let's go back here. Let's get this up here. All symbols, AMD. I always like to see what the Fibbits are. So on AMD, they're up $13.50 in pre-market. We're seeing some of the chip shortage ease, which is great, right? So right now they're at 130, 130 and a half. So 1, 2, oh, not quite 3. We got above 2 standard deviation move, right? 2.5. So we've got resistance at 134, right? So we're at 130. So we're at the 120. We're at the 55 moving average right now, right? So I'm going to be looking at a bull put spread below 128. All right. Will I look at call options? Yeah, I'm going to look for pivots with a long call. I'll check my pivot points. Right. So that's number 1. BSX is number 2. Let's go check that one out. Let's move that over there. BSX, also earnings. Most of our candidates were earnings today, right? The earnings, they weren't good. They're down $1.50. Strong move on the market today. You may want to be cautious on this one, period. But if we look at BSX, they're fighting the overall trend. Right now, they're at 42. So they're just below the 55 moving average. So you can look at a bear call spread above 43. By the way, 3 check marks next to AMD. I like AMD a lot. CPRI is our next one. Capri. All right, so Capri was earnings. Great move to the upside. They're up about $10 right now on Capri. So if we look, they're sitting right now at $71, up 9.5. So they're at 71. So guys, they broke above all of this noise up here. All of that craziness they broke above. So actually, let's do this. Let me go ahead and put a fib on here. Sideways, sideways, sideways. So we're going to come off of that right there. We're going to go to that one right there. All right, so they're at 71. So they got above that $69 level. Capri has got a $6 Fibit, 69. We don't need a Fibit in there. Okay, so here's what I need to see. Capri price, the stock price above 7. Yeah, we'll call it above 70. Above 70, and we're going to look at a bull put spread below 69. Right on Capri. Next is DR Horton, DHI. All right, so they have earnings, was the announcement. Home builders are doing well. Nice move to the upside, about $3. So let's go back and look at the daily chart. So they're sitting right now at 92.5. So here we've got 93. There's resistance on this one. We're in a bearish neutral bias right now with resistance right above our head. I'm going to wait on DHI. Not really my favorite candidate. Next is Gilead, GILD. All right, so Gilead had earnings come out. Apparently, they weren't good. They weren't good at all, right? So let's see the move. They're down about $2.50 right now. Oh, it fits with the pattern, guys. I like the bearishness of what's going on. We definitely can get a fib in here. For those of you that follow along, there's our 50% hiccup. When I say follow along, I mean follow along to what we do with fibs. Folks, listen, if you want to know more about the fibs, if you haven't done it already, go over to tradinglikeaboss.com. Sean, can you drop that link in there, please? And there's this free training we do here. It's a 3-day series. You'll get every day some exercises to do. Go ahead and follow along with that, folks. It'll be a huge help for you to understand what we do with Fibonacci. All right. So we are at 66. All right. So where are we? Right here, guys. Right. We're right at that, right below that level. Right. So here's what I want to see. On Gilead, I want the stock price below 60. Hold on. We're at 66.43. We're at 66.12. So I want it below 67. And I want to do a bear call spread above 68. All right. Not my favorite candidate. General Motors. GM. Earnings, of course, but of course, they're up $1.25 right now. Nothing crazy. Car buyers, car makers looking good. A lot of everything because of the EV and all of that is making a big component of it, right? All right, so let's go back and look here. So we're up to 55.32. Let's pull the fibs out. Let's get a better view of where they're at. All right, older fib. They got it. We were at 54 yesterday. We're at 55. Guys, where are we? 55.32, right at that 55.66. Ho! Put on the brakes, baby. We're going to put weight down there. Let's see. Evelyn put in that she purchased on Kindle How to Become a Successful Trader by Ned Giovanni. Ned is a great guy. I've known him for a very long time. He's an absolutely amazing trader. When it comes to the trading psychology, guys, he has been such a help in my life as a trader. I am blessed to have found him at a trade station users group way back when in Huntington, Long Island is where we used to meet at I think it was a Starbucks. Had to be because I don't drink coffee. So for me, it was kind of buy a bottle of water. But guys, check that out. What a great book. And if you want to see some of the books of what I look at, the ones that I have, guys, what I think are great, if you go over to our trading resources tab, right, you'll find my books right there, right? We do a little bit of a comparison of them and talk about them and so forth, right? Buy them through these links. Don't buy them through these links. Up to you, guys. Everything that they are Amazon links. We do make a few 11 or 13 cents or something on a book. But everything we get from these, we put to charities. We support 3 different charities, including things like St. Jude's and Wounded Warriors. So, but whether you get it here or not, doesn't matter. Just great book to get. All right. Next is going to be Google. All right, Google. Let's go look at what the intraday trade is doing on Google. Hopefully some of y'all heard about it. Did you guys hear the news on Google? What was it? If anybody knows, type it in real quick. Right? Google up 262 points on the market. Right now, pre-market, 262 points. Holy magaro. What a great move on Google. Yes, they had amazing earnings. Anybody know what else it was? There you go, Jeff. 20x, Jeff typed in. They announced a 20-for-1 stock split. There you go. Eric's like, what is it? What is it? Paul had it in there, 20-for-1 split. So did Kevin. Yeah, 20-for-1. Now, guys, what does that do to Google? Right? Well, I'm not sure if I like it. No, Rob, it's good. I can afford Google now. I understand. You can afford Apple now, too. Guess what? It ain't the same, right? If we take $3,000 and we divide it by 20, that means it's $150 stock price. Now, listen, I'm all for Google coming down in price. I just went through this in the power option playback video I did this morning, where I looked at our last month's numbers of how we did. And I talked about, listen, if it was a 2-for-1, a 4-for-1, even a 6 or an 8-for-1, I would have been okay. 5-for-1. But 20-for-1, I think they're making it too low. And by the way, what they have just done is take more power away from you, the shareholder, and give more power to them, the insiders. Because when they split, your shares have one voting right. The A shares have one voting right, right? Or whichever ones they are that you get. They have one voting right. The C shares, the other one, have 9 voting rights. I think it's the C, and those are the insider shares. So when you get, now you have 20 shares, you had one before, and you have 20 votes, right? They have the same 20 shares. They got 20 times 9. That's what is that? 180 votes. They get 180 votes versus your 20 votes, right? So the insiders are able to control exactly what gets done, and shareholders have no say any longer of who's on the board of directors or anything else. Yeah, Jones said after the stock split, they usually don't move much for a very long time. Yep, and it especially with this kind of split, this is going to take them to a whole new level. It's going to put them much closer to the massive blue chip stocks, the Exxon Mobils, the Apples of the world, as far as what's out there with shares. With that, folks, I don't know what we're going to get for trades on this one today. We're at 3,000, so we're above that 29.66. I'm looking for a day trade, and I'm going to be looking at long calls. You can also look at a bull put spread, right? And it's got to be intraday stuff. So I'm looking at fibs. I'm looking at support and resistance. I'm looking at parabolic SAR. I'm looking at anything to give me some insight as to what it does when the market actually opens up. Pivots, I don't think we're going to have anything out there for pivots. I think it's too far away. You may get some of the higher levels, the 4s and 5s, but not usually on this type of move. 10% move on a stock. This is huge, huge move. All right. Next, let's keep going. MTCH, Match.com, right? Or Match Group. They are Tinder and so forth. They had earnings come out today. They're down about $3. COVID-19, of course, playing a big part in it. People are not subscribing. They're not dating. They're not going out meeting new people, blah, 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 right? So bearish move. They're down at 109 right now. So that's great, guys. They're down here. So I want the stock below 109. And I want a bear call spread above 109. Right? So that's them. PayPal, PYPL. PayPal, they had earnings come out. I'm not sure if I did it. Okay. So their earnings weren't good, down $33 on the announcement. They were kind of flat most of the morning. All this happened last night, and a big drop off in the overnight session, in the morning session, from about 6 a.m. or so. So they pulled back. They're down $33 right now. So if we go and look, they're trading at 142.5. All right. So here's the magic, folks. That 142.5, we've got support at 157.5. So I want to have stock below 141 to take a bear call spread above 142. Right? That's first setup. Second setup is I am looking at a long put. Right? So in other words, get me down below the 141.5, retest and bounce, and there's an opportunity to take a bearish entry. Could you find an intraday quick bounce to the upside? You might. Not normally the type of trade I like to take. I'm fairly good at earnings. I trade them after the fact, and I trade them in the direction of the earnings. Right? I use pivots and I use fibs, moving averages to help me set that up. Right? Starbucks. They got downgraded by Goldman Sachs. Oh, that's not Starbucks. That's a Starbucks, right? We could put a new fib on there. It's kind of all sideways. We're going to go to there. Okay. We'll pull that out. They got downgraded. They're sitting right now at 142 and no, that's PayPal. My bad. Probably should go over here and change it. Like, nope. Downgrade would not put them at 142. We'll put them the other direction. So they're sitting right now about 96. So we're kind of in the middle, folks. Right? We're kind of in the middle. You've got a potential day trade down to 94. All right? Not my most exciting one on our list. Right? UA, Under Armour. They got an upgrade today by Morgan. So let's go look at them. They're up 61 cents. I'm going to put wait. Not very excited. Guys, I only have one more candidate, so drop them in. I see that you guys already started. Andres dropped in NVIDIA. Drop in the candidates you want me to take a look at. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes left that we can do that. So let's go ahead and jump in on that. All right. So Waste Management, WM, is our next one. They were earnings. Obviously, they weren't good. They're down almost $5. So let's go look at WM. All right. So they're sitting at 145 right now. Guess what? Right above our zero line, which is at 144.54. So here's what I want to see. I want to see the stock below 144 and a bear call spread above 145. All right. Yeah, Jeff, brilliant idea. I agree. Jeff said they need to start buybacks after the split. Yes. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to announce it, right? I think they're going to say, oh, we think our stock is so inexpensive, we're going to buy it back. And they don't say it that way, but that's what they're saying when they announce a buyback. We think our stock's a really good price. And when YouTube came out and beat the earnings of Netflix for the year, right, on a 17-year-old stock with 25% growth, 17-year-old product with 25% growth, they're killing it on what they do on YouTube, on their ad spend, on revenue. They are crushing it, right? So if they hype their stock up with things like share buyback plans, things like that, you'll see that price start to rise. All right. So Andres asked about NVIDIA. Let's go check it out. We also want to look at the pre-market and see what's going on with NVIDIA. So they're up about, oh, I missed them. I don't know what the heck happened with them, but they ain't on my list today. I don't think it's earnings for them. So I don't know. It wasn't in my news cycle when I looked this morning. So right now they're sitting at 259.5. They were in a bearish neutral bias. 259.5 puts them right up here. Okay. So we're in enough territory to take a day trade as far as bullish goes above that 259. So I would look for a retest of the 259 and a bounce. I would keep my stop fairly tight under that 259, or 257 or so. But I wouldn't give it a lot of room to the downside. You've got a little bit of hesitation at that 267 level, but I don't use the 55 as resistance levels. I use the 8 and 21s as part of that, but not usually the 55. But at the 267 level, as you get up close to it, I might tighten up my stop on that, Andres. And if it does blow through the 55 moving average, then I'll open it back up again. All right. So, Andres, I hope that helps. Evelyn asked, and Erica both asked for SPY. So SPY, we know already the S&P is up this morning. All right. So on SPY, come on, there we go. It's up $3 about. So we're sitting at 255.75. So we're kind of in the middle, right? We're above the 21 moving average, which is good. I've got resistance up to 457. I would definitely look for pivot points for intraday trade setups on SPY. I would really like to see it get above the 457. That's my goal, right? I already added some new positions, new shares to my position on SPY and Qs. I think this is the news today with Google is going to help everybody. It's going to help to float all boats. But SPY is not in a great position right now. I look for day trades off pivots. Derek is asking for the depot. Home Depot. I think I'll be there today. It seems I'm there most days. Right? Yeah, guys, I'm a very big woodworker. I like working with my hands. It kind of frees my mind up, and it's kind of a stress reliever for me. So I'm there constantly buying stuff. We're nowhere. I mean, they haven't budged. They're still flat in the market. I don't even know if a trade is printed in there. They're in a bearish neutral bias. We've got 361-ish as our support and 372 is our resistance. There's nothing in here that tells me to take a trade on Home Depot right now. If we roll over under the 361, I'm all over it. And I used to just say like white on rice, but now it's brown on rice since I don't really eat white rice anymore. It's all brown rice. So it's like brown on rice, right? Just getting down below that 361 level we got room down at 343, right? But be careful in here. You could potentially day trade if you can make a move to the fib line or the 8 moving average, but I would just be a little cautious on it. So, Derek, I hope that helped. Kevin said, is WDAY still in play from yesterday? We looked at it in the morning. You said 258 long call. So WDAY from yesterday, I didn't throw my sheet that far away. I said above 258, retested the 258 and bounced. So let's go look at it, Kevin. Let's see. Oh, I had that open already. All right. So, yeah, I mean, the trade setup is still there. We got to get above the 258. The question is, where are we right now on WDAY? We're 75 cents up. So right now, WDAY is at 253. So we're here. Could you take the bounce off the 253 with a resistance at the 258? Yes, 257. Yes, you can, right? You just have a really tight range on a stock that moves $11 a day. So if you're going to try to take a move, and I'm not saying you are, but if you are between that 253 and 257, you better know how to put your exits in automatically. Because if you don't, you could whip up to that 257, 256 half level, whatever it is, wherever you deem as your exit point, you could whip up to that and fail immediately right off of it. If you decide to wait and get the move above the 257.63, retest it and bounce, Kevin, and then you're golden then I'm good, right? With your stop somewhere below the 257.63. All right. I hope that helps. Robert's asking for Facebook. Is the first one. They got earnings coming out shortly, don't they? So they're up 10. Were they yesterday? I don't think so. But they're up $10 right now. Right? So they're sitting at 329 right now. So, Robert, we're kind of in between. Same scenario. Be careful. 333 and 317 are support and resistance. Yeah, it looks like it's today, Robert. Good, thanks. Robert also asked for Apple. All right, so Apple. Apple right now is flat. It's up 8 cents, 7 cents, so nothing there. So where are we, Robert? We're in the middle again, right? 173, 176 are support and resistance. It's in a bullish bias, enough to take a directional trade. Aggressive with 4 contracts. So we just need the 8 above the 21 to flip that over. But overall, not bad. Right? Let's see. Well, we looked at AMD. I don't know if you caught it before, Kevin. We had them. They were one of the first ones. They were the first one today. So AMD right now, we said on AMD with a bull put spread below 128 or pivots with long calls. Because they had, about a $10 move to the upside or something today. NVIDIA. Oh, I got it. Thank you. NVIDIA is up because of AMD, and that's what Joan was talking about, up because of AMD. Yes, it's the that high tide floats all boats, right? So one company is doing good, right? The others. The announcement on GM, they said it's going to be positive for Ford. Okay. Joan's asking for QQQ. So we look at the NASDAQ, and that's a good one today, Joan, because of – I almost typed in 4 Qs there. I ain't done that in 20 years like when it used to be there. So the Qs are at 370 right now, so we got above the 369 level. I love that. Joan, here's the ideal setup. If I can get a pullback, not all the way down to the 370 to the 369 level, but give me a reversal of some as the market opens, right? Give me some pullback in there. See what's happening here? I love this. I absolutely love this pullback. We had a double top pattern in there. People are sitting in there saying, all right, is it really going to keep going? Maybe it was overdone. It was overbaked. It's pulling back. Give me that pullback to that 369-ish level, somewhere around there, and then take the bounce. That's the entry for me. All right. So I hope that helps. Good, Derek. You're welcome. Good, Kevin. Wait for over the 258. I like it better. You are quite welcome. Excellent, Robert. Good. Well, there you have it, folks. All right. With that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, and I will see all of you at our next update mañana, tomorrow morning, right back here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye for now.